Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Fortitude Fix. I hope you're well. My name is DaShanna, and in today's video, I am coming to you with another mommyhood story time. This again has to do with my toddler, Nova, who is 3 years old. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about something that we are currently dealing with, and that is like the topic of sharing. And I wanted to specifically talk to you about why I do not force my kids to share. And I know that sounds a little interesting when, you have a 3-year-old and you have toddlers and they're interacting and playing with one another and they're making friends and going to school and all of that kind of thing, preschool. But yeah, I don't force my kids to share, and here is why. Sharing and the verbiage of, hey, share, I found myself doing that a lot between my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old. And I was just like, share, like just do it, because you're screaming, you're fighting over the thing, and I need quiet. So please just share. That is not useful, I have learned, especially for my kids. And the reason is because when there is something that we have or something that we're doing, our brain is telling us that we need to be doing this because there is something that we are getting out of the situation, right? There is a need, whatever that need is, that this thing is fulfilling for us, right? And think about it. If you're on your computer and maybe you're researching something, I don't know, and your partner or your friend comes over and just like slams the laptop down, takes it off your lap and leaves, you're gonna be like, what? I was in the middle of this. What are you doing? Don't do that. Give it back, right? It's gonna incite, okay? Those are some fighting actions, right? Some fighting words. And it's because you were doing something, you were in the middle of something, you were focused on this thing, and you were somehow getting your needs met in that moment by use of your computer. Let's say you're on the phone or you're playing ball. Someone just comes up and slaps the phone out of your hand, right? Somebody just comes up and kicks the ball down the street while you're playing with it, right? Like you're automatically gonna, what are you doing? That's jarring. You don't appreciate that, right? I would offer, we would most likely like for someone to say, hey, can I borrow that? Hey, do you mind if I use that when you're done? Whatever the case may be. Our kids, my kids, don't always have that language. And I recognize that whatever toy that they're playing with is fulfilling some sort of need that they have. And so I don't want to force sharing just because somebody else wants something that they have. I want to encourage more so along the lines of taking turns. Because let's say you finish sending that email and you log off for the day and you close your laptop. You're not gonna really care that somebody else comes behind you and uses your computer, right? Well, within reason. Let's say it's a family computer, right? And somebody else from the family comes to use your computer. Let's say you're on the phone and someone asks, hey, can I make a quick phone call when you're done? Let's say someone wants to join your game, right, with the ball, and they ask if they can join you. Or when you're done with the ball and you put it back, let's say in the basket, somebody else comes and uses the ball because they're ready to now play with it and you're done, right? The reaction to that other person doing something with the item that you were just using is going to be a lot different because your need to have used that, the need has been fulfilled. What I have started to do, especially with my toddlers, is setting up a timer and the idea of taking turns. So right now, Nova, it's your turn. In 2 minutes, it's going to be Sissy's turn, and Sissy's going to be able to play with it, and Nova is going to be done. I find that when I do that, especially with using a timer, and especially having those conversations with my 3-year-old, she's able to understand, okay, it's my turn, now it's Sissy's turn, and Nova's done, I'm done. And what I've also seen when doing that is that now my 3-year-old is saying, hey, like she's actually inviting her sister to come and play with her, or she'll say, hey, it's your turn, Sissy, or she'll call her name, Aurora, it's your turn here. It's your turn to play. And she'll watch her play and she'll actually be excited and involved in her sister's playtime as a big sister. And I think that is just so, so cute. Another real life example of this is when we are in the car. We turned Nova's car seat around maybe like 6 months ago now. We kept her rear facing as long as possible. I can talk for days about that, but we finally turned her around in her car seat, and so she's able to see just like kind of the rest of us in the driver's seat or the passenger seat. She's able to see out of the window like in real time as we're moving forward. And so what I've noticed also is that when we're stopped at like a stop sign or a stop light especially, she is, go, mommy, go, daddy, go. Like she wants us to go. She recognizes that the car is stopped. She doesn't like it. And she's like, I want to go. So I often bring it back to this idea of taking turns. This is real life stuff. You can't just go up and run a red light because you want to. I mean, you can, but there's going to be ramifications of that, right? In life, you have to attend that meeting and be there until it's over. And that is just what is expected of you in the role. And I want to be able to take these things that we're learning inside the house, use them outside the house, and vice versa, because these real life examples are really what's going to stick and make more sense in the real world. And that is what I'm all about, in raising capable kids and kids that are just able to think critically and problem solve. So Nova, what color is the light right now? Red, red. Okay. And so red means stop. What color do we have to wait for it to turn for us to go? What color can we go? And she, green. Okay. Is the light green? No, it's red. Yeah. Okay. So then I'll wait the, I don't know, 20 seconds or whatever. Nova, look, what color is the light? What color is the light? So green. And I'll say, yes, green means go. And then we go when it's our turn. Nova, it's our turn now, so we can go. The light is green. When it was red, we couldn't go. It wasn't our turn. So this idea of taking turns, I think, makes a lot more sense than this idea of just sharing for the heck of it, because besides the whole brain chemistry makeup, I'm not fulfilled yet by what I'm doing in this toy, for example. It's just also kind of how the world works in certain instances when we have to wait our turn, similarly to waiting in line. She just started gymnastics, and there are different stations in the mommy and me class, or the parent and me class that we go to. Sometimes my husband will take her and we'll say, hey, it's not our turn yet for the balance beam. You know, we have to wait. There's, let's see, 1, 2, there's 2 friends in front of us. We're gonna be number 3. So we have to wait for our friends to go, and then it'll be our turn. And so she's able to kind of just wait and like get her wiggles out or whatever while we're waiting in line. I find by not forcing my kids to share, I'm able to encourage them to have their needs met with whatever it is they're doing. I'm also able to redirect, and I'm also able to ensure that we have a plan moving forward for taking turns. It's gonna be Nova's turn, then it's gonna be Aurora's turn. Or, you know what, I think this toy needs a break. So mommy is gonna put the toy over here for a moment, and we're all going to do some yoga together or do a dance party together to get that redirection, to get them away from a toy, because sometimes it doesn't work. Let's be honest, we're talking about toddlers here, and you have to have other tools in your toolbox, right, that you are ready to pull out whenever you need them. So again, yeah, I don't force my kids to share, but I do encourage them to take turns, and we practice that in the real world as well. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you learned something that you can utilize for yourself or share with somebody else. Please remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to make it to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I need your help. I would appreciate it if you become part of the fam and stick around for more videos. I will see you right back here in my next one. And as always, remember to fill your cup. Bye.